what are you doing to help encourage the Microsoft users to try Google Chrome? Oh, let's do a game. Let's do an app. Let's do this.
That's easy. We took away Microsoft.
Yeah. Take away Microsoft.
Honestly,
Oh, I think we did, right?
we did.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was an actual. I know I've been kind of joking around part of the day. That was a real answer.
Okay.
We took it away.
And I can definitely speak to that because that's what I taught in my classes. So for me, it was an adjustment. And kind of like some of these guys said, the transition was pretty smooth, but I didn't use a Chromebook prior to last year. So when my kids did have trouble, I had trouble with that too. I was used to Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and now I'm doing docs, presentations, spreadsheets. The first time that I shared a document, and that was very difficult for me to kind of move past that and get used to it. But like Brian said, if you don't have access to it, you figure it out.
To be clear, teachers do have
Yes.
access to Microsoft
Yes.
Office on their personal desktop. Students simply don't. So,
Right. But
you
even
can't-
collaborating with other people in the district, in my department and outside of departments, that's all I think 99% of the stuff that we're doing now is shared through Google, and we've kind of shifted naturally.
There's two things that I want to speak to there with regards to your question. The first is I think it's really important to not forget that any large-scale change is going to take an extended period of time to really transition fully. And so that's you have, just as you have students that learn at different rates, you have adults that learn at different rates too. And so while you may have users that are more proficient at this particular point, maybe more plastic, maybe more receptive to change, those sorts of things, as time goes on, me personally in my department, I'm starting to see people become a little bit more open-minded when it comes to using Google Docs as opposed to Microsoft Word. And I think it just takes that time, and it's really important just to keep, at least for me, I'm like I'm a wrestling coach. Like by nature, I'm a maniac. And so I put my pedal on the floor on everything, and there's times where I need to step back and realize that there's people, that, if they've been teaching for 30 years, it doesn't make what they've been doing for 30 years wrong.
Right.
And I think that's an important message to communicate.
Just to add on to one of the resources that were mentioned, what we do offer here is, I don't know if it was mentioned earlier today, is that tech liaisons. So you have tech coaches, and then you have just teachers that are in every discipline that volunteer to be a liaison. And so they basically meet with these tech coaches and then bring that back to their department. So you have people that are expertise and learn the new app, and then they teach that to the department at like an in-service meeting. So even if you're not fully comfortable saying, well, I don't want to meet with a tech coach, well, you have someone that you feel comfortable with in your own discipline to talk to. So teachers are advocating for it too.
And our district technology director is up really late at night, at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. If you have any questions, he's always very accessible. Thanks for that.
I'll just add on a little bit to that also. That even though some last year in the math department were a little resistant, they kind of did what they needed to do to kind of to get by. Last year was rough. I mean, for everybody just to figure it out how they were going to handle everything. But this year, I think seems totally different because for us too, we have in-service time every week, every Wednesday, and so we just share, and nobody judges anybody else. I have actually someone who was my mentor, who now he keeps asking me, Marcy, how do I do this again? And I'm like, who's the mentor now? But but I don't mind, and I like doing that. And as long as you have that kind of community amongst your teachers willing to help each other out in the camaraderie, I think that's been a huge resource.